The sharp blare of a horn sliced through the morning calm, a jarring blast that yanked John Parker from his Texas porch. His coffee mug slipping from his hand to shatter on the weathered boards as he spun toward the sound. He grabbed his rifle, heart racing like a stampede, the burn on his forearm pulsing as he squinted across his 200-acre ranch toward the highway. A sleek black SUV, horn screaming, swerving off the road into a ditch, dust billowing in the pale March light. He bolted to the barn, saddling Dusty with hands steady from years of war and work, the chestnut mare snorting as he mounted. After the Ridge fire 2 nights ago and Grayson's men caught red-handed, this wasn't an accident. It was a signal, a flare in the quiet before the storm. He spurred Dusty forward, the lake glinting silver in the distance, and rode hard, the horn fading to a pitiful whine as he closed in, ready for whatever trap awaited. The air was cool, the sun barely cresting the horizon. As he reined Dusty in by the ditch, dismounting with a thud, rifle raised. The SUV sat crooked, its front crumpled against a tree, steam hissing from the hood, the driver's door ajar, but empty. John crept closer, boots crunching gravel, his brown eyes sharp under the Stetson's brim, and spotted tracks, boot prints, deep and staggered, leading into the brush toward the lake. A glint caught his eye, a bad sheriff's star, half buried in the dirt, Hargrove's initials scratched on the back. His gut twisted, rage and fear coiling tight, the horns echo a taunt in his skull. Grayson wasn't just burning now. He was striking deeper, and Hargrove was caught in the crosshairs. He followed the tracks, rifle ready, the brush thick with thorns snagging his denim, the lake's edge shimmering through the trees. A groan broke the silence, low, pained, and John pushed forward, parting branches to find Hargrove slumped against a trunk, blood streaking his face from a gash on his temple, his hands cuffed behind him, uniform torn. Done? John barked, dropping to his knees, slinging the rifle to check him, pulse steady, breathing shallow, alive. Hargrove's eyes fluttered, voice rasping. Grayson's boys jumped me, took the prints, evidence gone. John's jaw clenched, cutting the cuffs with his knife, the metal clanking free. Hold on, gonna get you out. He hoisted Hargrove up, the sheriff leaning heavy, and half dragged him to Dusty, tying him on before riding back. The lake's calm mocking the chaos in his chest. At the house, he burst in, Hargrove limp in his arms, shouting, "Mary Ellen, Frank, help!" They ran from the kitchen, Mary Ellen with a first aid kit, Frank with his pistol, Jake, Sarah, and Matt tumbling from their rooms, Tom trailing, bucket in hand from a barn. "What happened?" Mary Ellen demanded, her braids swinging as she cleaned Hargrove's wound, her hands steady despite the blood. "Grayson hit him," John said, voice rough, setting Hargrove on the couch. "Crashed his rig. Took the fire evidence, prints, cans, all of it." Frank's eyes darkened, his soldiers calm fraying. "Covering tracks means he's scared. We got him rattled." Jake kicked a chair, rage boiling. "Rattled? He's winning. Evidence gone, sheriff down." Sarah knelt by Hargrove, her voice steady. "Not gone. Matt's got copies, emails, files. Court still ours." Matt nodded, pulling a laptop from his bag, soot still smudging his hands from the fire. "Backed it up. Grayson don't know that. We rebuild the case." Hargrove coughed, wincing as Mary Ellen bandaged him. "Rough me up, wanted me quiet." Grayson's voice on the phone. "Finish it." John's fists clenched, the rifle close, the lake scar a fresh wound in his mind. "Finish it? Not while I'm breathing. Dan, rest. We'll handle this." Midday sun blazed as Hargrove slept, deputies arriving to guard him, their patrol car parked by the barn. John gathered the crew, coffee steaming, the map spread wide, the ridges burn-marked in red. "Grayson's desperate," he said, voice steel. "Took the evidence, hit Dan, means he's got no law left. We've got copies, courts tomorrow." Frank traced the highway, pistol gleaming. "He'll hit again, tonight, bet my life. Ridge Lake set a trap." Mary Ellen nodded, her hand brushing John's. Warm and firm. "He's losing control. We've got truth, he's got panic." Tom shifted, voice low. I'll scout, saw his rig, know his moves. Let me prove it. John met his gaze, trust thin but growing. You're on. Highway, dusk. Don't mess up. Dusk fell, the sky streaking gold, when Tom rode out, Jake and Matt prepping files. Sarah calling the lawyer. Sam Torres, his voice crackling over speakerphone. Grayson's crew's charged. Arson, assault, but he's free till prints stick. Copies hold. Bring him tomorrow. John rode with Frank to the ridge, the lake glowing below, rifles ready, the night heavy with threat. Hours passed, stars blinking on, when hoofbeats thundered. Tom, riding hard, face pale. Grayson's SUV, North Shore, 3 men, cans again. They're back. John signaled Frank, Mary Ellen joining from the house, Jake and Matt riding up, shotguns in hand. They crept to the lake, the water dark, and saw them. 3 figures splashing gasoline on the shore's brush, lighters flaring. Now, John roared, charging from the trees, rifle raised, tackling one into the mud, the lighter hissing out. Frank grabbed another, pistol pressed to his back, Mary Ellen and Jake pinning the third, Tom stomping flames before they caught. Who sent you? John growled, wrenching his man's arm, the lake's lap a cold backdrop. Grayson, finish the job. The man spat, blood on his lip, the others nodding, fear in their eyes. Hargrove's deputies screeched in. Cuffs out, lights flashing, hauling them off, gasoline cans bagged. More proof, fresh and damning. Got him again, Frank said, wiping sweat, his voice gravelly. Grayson's running out of dogs. Dawn broke, the lake calm. The crew gathered, coffee, biscuits, Hargrove awake, bandaged but firm. Prince'll match, he rasped, sipping slow. Courts today, nail him. John nodded. The rifle close, Mary Ellen's hand in his, the lake glowing soft outside. He's chained, evidence, men, Altonin. We've got him. Midday sun baked the courthouse as they filed in. John, Mary Ellen. Frank, the kids, Tom, Hargrove limping behind, Torres with files stacked high. Grayson sat, silver hair stark, his lawyer pale, the room buzzing as Judge Monroe banged the gavel. New evidence, arson. Assault on Sheriff Hargrove, Torres said, voice fire, laying out copies, cans, Tom's testimony, the men's confessions. Grayson's lawyer stammered, circumstantial. My client's not linked. Monroe's eyes narrowed, gavel poised. Linked enough, prints pending, but this stinks of Grayson. Warrants issued. Arson, conspiracy, assault. Parker's ranch stands, Lakeview dissolved. Case closed. Cheers erupted. Jake hugging Sarah, Matt clapping Tom's back, Mary Ellen gripping John, Frank nodding slow. Grayson stood, face ice, and strode out, cuffs waiting beyond the doors. John exhaled. The chains of justice tight, for now. Dusk fell, the lake glowing gold, the ranch scarred but his. He's down, Frank said, pistol gleaming. But money don't die easy. John nodded, the rifle close. The lake come outside. Let it try, we got chains now. Across the ridge, a light blinked, binoculars then gone. John chambered around, ready for the next dawn.